Hello everyone, welcome to this video on defamation. In our society, everyone has a right to reputation, and when someone's reputation is injured without a lawful justification, it is called defamation. Do you remember that famous case between Mr. Arvind Kejriwal and Mr. Jaitley, in which Mr. Kejriwal publicly announced that Mr. Jaitley was involved in a lot of corruption cases while serving as the president of the DDCA, that is Delhi District Cricket Association. And Mr. Jaitley in turn filed a defamation case against Mr. Kejriwal, demanding a compensation of rupees 10 crores for the loss of his reputation. So we just saw the definition of defamation. And now let's see what are the different types of defamation. There are basically three types of defamation. 1. Slander. 2. Libel. And 3. Innuendo. So let's first talk about the first one, that is slander. Slander, technically speaking, is publishing a defamatory statement in a transient form. In simple words, slander is nothing but verbal defamation, that is, use of words, gossips or rumors to defame someone is slander. Let's take examples. Say you are abusing someone in a public place, or say you're spreading rumors about one of your colleagues that he's a homosexual. Both of these would amount to slander. And the next type of defamation is this. And the right pronunciation of this word is libel and not libel. So libel is publication of a defamatory statement in a permanent form, that is in the form of writing, paintings, drawing, pictures, etc. For example, say if you write something wrong about a person on your school's wall, that would be libel. Also, say a newspaper publishes a false article questioning someone's character, this would be a libel. So in short, libel is a defamation in a written form, whereas slander is a defamation in a verbal form.
Spider-Man wasn't attacking the city, he was trying to save it. That's slander.
It is not. I resent that. Slander is spoken. In print, it's libel.
You don't trust anybody, that's your problem.
I trust my barber. What are you, his lawyer? Get out of here. Let him sue me. Get rich like a normal person. That's what made this country.
And the next term is innuendo. An innuendo is a defamatory statement that indirectly suggests that someone has done something wrong, immoral or improper. Remember, it's not a direct statement, it's an indirect one. For example, if someone says that Mr. X, a police officer, has got $1 million bungalow as a gift from Mr. Y, who's a businessman, this statement could be an innuendo because it suggests that the police officer has taken a bribe from the businessman. So these were the different types of defamation. And now let's talk about the essential elements of defamation. 1. The words or the statement published must be false and defamatory. If the words or the statement is true, then it would not amount to defamation. For example, say a person Charlie spreads rumors about his neighbor Ben that Ben is HIV positive and has AIDS. Charlie knows that this is not true, but still he's spreading the rumors. That means Charlie can be charged with defamation. But if Ben actually has AIDS, then this statement would not amount to defamation, but it would be a mere truth. And the next key element of defamation is that the defamatory words or the statement must be published. By publication, what I mean is that the defamatory statement must come to the knowledge of a third person other than the plaintiff, because the key idea of defamation itself is a loss of reputation, and a person's reputation will only be lost when it comes to the knowledge of someone other than the plaintiff himself. Let's take examples. Say a person sends a defamatory letter to the plaintiff through a registered post. That would not amount to defamation because a registered post can only be read by the plaintiff and by no one else. So the point of publication is missing here. But if the same statement is sent through a postcard, it may amount to defamation because a postcard is something which is open on both sides and it can be read by a third person also. And last but not the least, let's talk about the defenses available in the case of defamation. 1. Truth. A statement that is true, even if it is defamatory or done with malice, would not make the speaker liable. For example, if a politician has been proved guilty in a corruption case, then calling him a traitor will not amount to defamation. And the next defense is fair comment. A comment is an opinion based upon the critical analysis of facts, and a fair comment is an honest opinion upon analysis. For example, we daily see that the newspapers and the news channels criticize a number of government policies and all, but this is based on their analysis of the facts that they've collected. So basically, these are not defamatory statements, but just a fair comment. And the last defense available in case of defamation is privilege. In certain occasions, there is a privilege of speaking whatever comes to your mind. And in these cases, no legal action can be taken. For example, in parliamentary proceedings and judicial proceedings, there is a privilege of speaking whatever you want. Hope you enjoyed this video on defamation. See you in the next video. Hasta la vista.